And sad news, the 2025s will no longer include a 6-speed manual transmission. The Golf R is way more of a daily driver, but with an edge. It's more refined, for better or worse. Hey guys, it's Dave with POV Drives, and today we're taking a look at the 2019 Volkswagen Golf R. This is Volkswagen's high-performance Golf, the high-performance hatchback, the hot hatch. 4-door hatchback, 6-speed manual, 288 horsepower turbocharged 4-cylinder. We just but many months ago drove the Golf GTI of the new generation. This is the Golf R of the last generation, the Mark 7.5, I believe. We are currently on the Mark 8 Golf, and I think 2025 is like the Mark 8.5 maybe. And sad news, the 2025s will no longer include a 6-speed manual transmission. So I think a lot of enthusiasts now with this announcement are going to flock to these used cars. So I want to give my impression on this last generation Golf R, as well as my thoughts comparing it to the GTI. So first things, let's do a walk around. So big thing with the Golf R, lots of R badges on the sides, on the front grille. The signature front end, I love those like LED daytime running lights. They look super sharp. Nice diffuser, but also not too big of a grille. Still retains that signature Golf boxy profile. I believe these are 19-inch wheels all around. These look to be summer tires maybe. Coming back, the signature hatchback. We got another an R logo and quad exhaust that sound pretty good. Don't know if the owner has an aftermarket exhaust, but I like the rasp and the rumble of this car. It's got a good tone for a 4-cylinder. Underneath here in the hatch, I think there's not room for a spare tire, maybe a compact spare. We do have that Fender premium audio subwoofer down there. This medical kit's always in the way, but this is a hatch, so even though it's a small hatch, it's bigger than a GR Corolla I just recently drove. And when you fold down the seats and you get rid of this cargo divider, privacy shade, lots of usable space for storing large items. Taking a look at the back seat, you can see more of that folded down section. We get a look at these lovely leather seats. They're less bolstered than the ones up front, but I do like this leather. I like this pattern for standard black leather seats. And then getting in the rear, a little bit of a tight egress, but once you're in, that hatchback boxy rear end gives you plenty of headroom. 5'10", sitting behind myself, I have probably about 3 fingers worth of headroom all the way back at the headrest. Plenty of leg room, good thigh support, and I get rear vents, cup holders in the center. I'm pretty comfortable back here. Material choice is a little bit scratchy. We do have this carbon fiber plastic touch up. I like it. Kind of makes its way all the way around the cabin. Even though this is last generation, physical climate controls. The Mark 8 Golfs get so much crap for the physical climate controls. There they are. Go get the last generation. You're not really missing out on much. But yeah, digital gauge cluster, 12-inch. We'll talk more about that up front. Do one last walk around. It's a pretty sharp car. The black with these silver wheels and the slightly tinted windows looks pretty sharp. It's not too racy. It flies under the radar. That's what makes the Golf R so great. It's fast, it's comfortable, but it's not shouty. We have power adjustment, 12-way for the driver, 2-position lumbar, these awesome bolstered seats that I mentioned, the R logo embossed into them. Passengers only have the backrest adjustment for power, which is honestly the best thing to do if you're gonna have power only on that. And getting in to this interior, nice leather steering wheel, R logo. Similar amount of material choices up here. The Mark 8 definitely brought up this interior quality and materials to make it more luxurious. There's definitely scratchier bits as you get lower, but these seats are awesome. I'm nice and well bolstered, nice and cozy. Wish I had a ventilation function, but you do have heated seats, no heated steering wheel, 2 zones of climate up here, this 8-inch touchscreen, very responsive. No need to really dive into this. There's a couple of menus, especially under your car menu. If you click through that, you can get like your MPG. This gets about 22 MPG in the city, 30 on the highway. I've been ripping it, so I'm getting like 15. But I'm gonna be taking a road trip, so I'll be able to talk more about the fuel economy. I'm hoping for high 30s. Yeah, so there's definitely some features in here, but you have your CarPlay, you have volume tuning knobs, physical climate controls, we know that. Digital gauge cluster, 12 inches standard, couple of views, navigation, audio, vehicle status, and some trip information. Other than that though, 2 cup holders, nice center console storage, nice cover for the cup holders, some space for your phone down there, wired CarPlay, these seats that I mentioned, no sunroof. Let's just get it on the road. There's our backup camera. Not the best resolution or viewing angle, but gets the job done. This car is very small, very easy to maneuver in a parking lot. No real blind spots. And while I do feel like I'm sitting in the car or on top of the car, I do still feel like I'm very much in control of the car. I don't feel like I'm sitting on top of it as it's rolling like a boat underneath me. So this shifter, we'll get up to the stop sign, stoplight, and we'll talk more about it. But the clutch is really nice, easy to modulate, find that friction point. The shifter is super notchy. I think it's pretty high quality too. I do like that GR Corolla we just had. I like its shifter a lot better, but I'm able to find the gates. And overall, this is a very forgiving manual transmission, and it really allows you to kind of get into it and apply that power and have some fun. 288 horsepower, as I mentioned, 6-speed manual, 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Sounds pretty good. We have some drive modes for it. We'll start off in normal. We have race, comfort, eco as well, and a custom, which I believe customizes your steering, drive system, your lights, climate control, engine sound, and DCC. DCC being dynamic chassis control, essentially adaptive dampers that work with the vehicle's tuning and the traction control to give you very enthusiastic driving dynamics. While we do have some piped in engine noise, even in normal, I do like the sound of this turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's doing its best 5-cylinder impression, and I don't think it sounds too bad. And we get some turbo whistle, some turbo blow off. I don't know if there's a custom intake. Probably should have checked before I said that. But yeah, there is a little bit of turbo lag depending on what gear and RPM you're in, but this thing, man, it really likes to pull. Now, kind of going back to those drive modes, ride quality, it's pretty bouncy. Even in comfort mode, we'll throw it into. It does soften up a little bit, some of the rebound, but I noticed that in the Golf GTI, the ride quality is definitely on the stiffer side. They are performance hatchbacks, and they have a smaller wheelbase, so it just makes sense. But I don't really mind it coming from an Audi S4. I'm pretty used to a firmer ride, and frankly, I like it. I don't want to feel like I'm driving a boat. as you can see, lots of bounce. But I'm pretty comfortable in here. We'll bump it back up to normal. Rev matching downshifts, very easy. I don't know how to heel toe yet, but I feel very confident blipping the throttle. Good throttle response to do so. And this all-wheel drive system really puts down the power, even in normal mode. I don't feel like there's too much intervention with the traction control. And when you're, you know, shocking the drivetrain with your enthusiastic shifts, it definitely manages the distribution of that power and keeps you going. All right, so let's go over into race. Turn on traction control, or off. Now, race does make the exhaust sound a little spicier. Take a look. Got some pops too. Some more of like some pumps, some bumps. Not as racy as the newer generation Golf and GTIs, but there's a huge aftermarket. I'm sure you could have all the exhaust fun you want. This thing is fun, it pulls. I'm not even hitting the capabilities of this car, but man, does this thing boogie. But yeah, you can hear a little bit more of an enhanced engine note. I like the sound of it. It's raucous, it's not too droney and stuff. All right, let's get down into 6th gear. Switch this over into comfort. Talk about my thoughts from GR to Corolla to Golf R. I think if you're talking generation to generation, the Golf R is way more of a daily driver, but with an edge. It's more refined, for better or worse. But it's got more luxury, more comfort amenities, ventilated seats, you know, more accommodations for the rear and stuff. And the GR Corolla, definitely a little bit more steering feel and clutch shifter feel. That 3-cylinder is very charismatic. I do like the sound of that better than this Turbo 4. So yeah, I don't know, I think for the kind of person I am, the kind of driving I'm doing, the Golf R just makes more sense for me. I think the GR Corolla, some of its shortcomings will get old very fast, and it still is just a $25,000 Corolla with performance updates and some luxury features that you can get in your $25,000 Corolla. And the Golf, yes, is built on a economy platform too. Well, it's actually built on a premium platform, but based off an economy car roots. Yeah, I think my preference would be Golf R. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. What would you take? I haven't driven a Civic Type R. Frankly, I think those are overpriced. Yes, they are incredibly capable for front-wheel drive. I will give Honda that one. but I just think they lack so many amenities that you can expect when you're paying 45 grand. But I think a lot of people would say otherwise. I'm making friends with this Dodge Charger. Other than that, though, let me think what else. Yeah, I think that's really it. You know, it's exciting to be driving one of these cars. I'm getting better with manual. I'm sure there'll be people in the comments shitting on my driving capabilities, but I feel more confident. So with that being said, it's Dave from POV Drives. Hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know your thoughts on the Golf R versus GR Corolla, and what hot hatch you would be driving, or would you go to like something like a sedan? Maybe like that Cadillac Blackwing. You know I love that car. But anyways, it's Dave, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.